Super Mario 64 is one of the best 3D platformers ever made. To be completely honest, this game was the stepping stone and the catalyst for future 3D platformers to take. The fundamentals of what Super Mario 64 perfected when it came to 3D platforming was just astounding. Super Mario 64 is one of the best 3D video games ever made, and this is my favorite video game of all time. So, this is the first episode of Mr. Wii Neo. We are going to take a look at Super Mario 64.
It's me, Mario. Hello.
Super Mario 64 was the first 3D Mario game ever made. While games like Super Mario Galaxy offered a more linear approach to its gameplay, what Super Mario 64 thrives in, and what it excels in so much, is its open 3D worlds and lush areas to visit. The story is nothing too complex. Princess Peach invites over Mario to have some cake, and then Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach. Once you go in the paintings, this is where the fun of Super Mario 64 truly begins. Super Mario 64 has one of the most unique development stories out there. Shigeru Miyamoto had long interest in utilizing the super effects capabilities on the Super Nintendo to make an amazing Mario game. That's right, Super Mario 64 was originally planned to be on the Super Nintendo. While this source seems to be most likely true, it's never been confirmed or proven by Nintendo themselves. That's right, Shigeru Miyamoto had ideas of Super Mario 64 since Star Fox on the Super Nintendo back in 1993. Of course, in the end, I feel it was best to release Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64. Well, that's just my opinion, because Super Mario 64 was super successful, and it's actually one of the best-selling games on the Nintendo 64. And also too, because if it did come out on the Super Nintendo, my childhood would be completely different, since this was the first Nintendo 64 game I've ever played. I've had so many awesome memories of this game. Not only was Super Mario 64 the best-selling game on the Nintendo 64, but along with Pilot Wings, it was a launch title for that system as well, back in September of 1996. Super Mario 64 has 120 total power stars in the game. Of course, to challenge the final boss in this game, 70 power stars is only required. This is where Super Mario 64's ingenious replayability comes into play. You can choose which power star you want to get, and by giving the player the freedom to pick what power stars you want to tackle first, gives you many different options how you want to beat the game. Although, if you do want all 120 power stars, I encourage you to do so, as there is a secret worthwhile in this game. The controls in Super Mario 64 are flawless. Mario can triple jump, ground pound, and even punch and kick certain enemies. Super Mario 64 has 15 total courses, and each course feels unique and different. Bomb-On Battlefield is big and massive, and climbing on top of the mountain is very rewarding. Lethal Lava Land has amazing visuals with the lava, and going inside the volcano is a great sub-level that really has awesome platforming challenges involved with 2 different power stars. Dire Docks has such great water level mechanics, and the swimming mechanics offers a different gameplay twist. Cool Mountain is such a fun snow level with some amazing snow visuals, and being able to maneuver around the different parts of the mountain was fun and interesting. Super Mario 64 also has a few power-ups. There's the wing cap where Mario can fly, Metal Mario where Mario is metal, and the vanish cap where Mario is invisible. This, in my opinion, extends Mario's abilities, making for some fun and different gameplay styles. Super Mario 64's gameplay is very diverse and amazing, and with the great level design in the courses and the simplistic controls, Super Mario 64's gameplay is effortless throughout the beginning of the game when you pick it up to the very end of the game when you put it down. Why is it that 22 years later, Super Mario 64 has such a strong significance when it comes to video games in general? This game was a game that was the blueprint for every single other 3D video game to come. Just like how Super Mario Bros. Back in 1985 was the blueprint for every 2D video game to come. There is a reason why Nintendo is one of the best gaming companies in the world. When it comes to how they develop their video games, they bring so many genius and amazing ideas to the table that it makes them such a unique breed of game developers in our world of gaming. Nintendo, in multiple instances, have become pioneers for how games are developed. Super Mario 64 has everything that you're looking for in a video game. Amazing level design, amazing controls, a great depth of courses and power stars to collect. This video game was the first video game I ever played, and I have a certain relationship with this video game that I don't have with other video games. Super Mario 64 is special. It has absolutely everything you're looking for in a video game, and I give this game a 10 out of 10. The legacy that this game has brought upon us gamers will be lasted for generation after generation after generation tenfold, and this was the game that started the amazing developing trend of 3D games. And if it wasn't for Super Mario 64 coming out, I'm not afraid to make this statement, video games could have been much different. One of the best video games I've ever played.